Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is HARITH bin HASNURIZAL, metric number 2211825. So I'm going to start with the introduction for our project, which is hospital appointment system. So let's move to the first topic is the key stakeholders. The hospital appointment system aims to improve the existing hospital appointment processes by addressing the specific needs of patients, medical staff and administrators, focusing on user experience and minimizing conflicts. So here we have three main stakeholders, three key stakeholders. So number one is patients. So patient seeks a user-friendly platform for booking, rescheduling and cancelling appointment. And second point is need timely notification and reminders to prevent missed appointment. So next is medical staff. For medical staff, they require real-time updates on appointments, cancellation of an appointment and patient details to avoid confusion. And next is the administrator. Administrator oversees system operations and ensure efficient resource allocation, manage medical staff schedules. So these are the key stakeholders that are in the hospital appointment system, our hospital appointment system. So next we're going to the main features. Now we're going to discuss on the main features of the hospital appointment system. So to outline the functional and non-functional requirements for creating or improving a hospital appointment system that aligns with contemporary healthcare standards. So these are three main features that are in the hospital appointment system that we created, our team improved. So the first one is patient profile creation. Patient profile creation, basically patient can register themselves in the system so they can use the same profile to get appointment again and again and again, instead of you need to go manually, insert your name and do all the tedious stuff. And next is medical staff scheduling. So it will easy for the staff to see their schedule, whether they have an appointment or they don't have an appointment, and whether the patient already cancelled the appointment or not. So that's the main purpose of medical staff scheduling. So next is administrator analytics. So administrator analytics is basically for administrator itself to analyze for patient's activity inside the application itself, the activity of the medical staff, and maybe help to change and update the medical staff, and maybe change or update the current rules in the application itself. So next we're going to discuss on the objectives, and to provide a user-friendly system that simplifies access to essential functions, making healthcare services more efficient and accessible. So let's talk about the objectives. There are two objectives. The first one is to provide comprehensiveness guidelines. So the first one optimizes resource utilization. Second is expedites the scheduling process. The third one enhances accessibility to healthcare services. For the second objective is address the diverse needs. First, for patients, they want improved access and convenience while using the application, or when they want to do the appointment booking. Second is healthcare providers. They want operational efficiency. Basically, it will create an easy environment for them to work with. And for the administrative staff, they want effective management. They want easy access to analytics, to the how many users use the application and how many appointment there are in the system. So next we're going to the project scope. And now we're going to discuss on project scopes. So we have 4 project scopes. So the first one is core features. Core features is basically to simplify appointment scheduling with medical specialists. Next, enable effectiveness management of schedules for patients and medical staff. The third one is provide secure user access through login and registration functionalities. The second scopes are user convenience. Offer intuitive and efficient interfaces for scheduling, modifying and cancelling appointments. Next, ensure ease of use for all stakeholders, including patients and medical staff. The third one is additional service. So, provide appointment reminders to reduce missed appointments. Deliver real-time updates on appointment availability. Allow flexibility options for appointment cancellation or scheduling. And the last one is the accessibility. Develop a platform accessible through multiple devices, including desktop, tablets, and smartphones. Enables remote usage, eliminating the needs for in-person visit to the hospital. And lastly, we're going to discuss on the intended audience and overview. Now we're going to discuss on the intended audience and overview. So the first one is intended audience. The primary audience is the customer itself, who seeks to understand how the solution aligns with their objective and expectations. The instructor is the second intended audience is for the instructor itself. The instructor is a secondary audience tasked with evaluating the document for technical completeness, clarity and compliance with requirement engineering standards. And what are the purpose of the document? So the purpose of the document, there are 3. Provides an overview of the system's features, goals and adherence to healthcare standards. Next, acts as guides to ensure the project meets user demands and align with business objective. The last one is to demonstrate understanding. So that's all for my part. Thank you for listening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hilmi bin Muhammad Nazir and my metric number is 2218517. So now I will continue for our team presentation, which is part 2 from our project report, which is overall project description. Okay, so first we will focus on the project perspective, which our project is the hospital appointment system. So our project supposed to be integrate into existing hospital appointment system framework, which like as we do the system context, first we find our usage facet. First are the users, which are patients, doctors, nurse and system admin, and then we include the department and then the some of the main functions for our system, which are the clinics, cancel book appointment and the feedback. And other than that, for the subject facet, we put the appointment, facilities and room, and also we set up the IT facet to be some device, server, and network service provider for our system to be running in the background. Then we also integrate some existing API or existing system like calendar integration and patient, doctor, also staff info system. And now moving on to our next part, which the product functionality. We divide the function to four group or four user, which are the patient features, medical staff features, administrative features, and also the system features itself. So first we will look at the patient features. First are the online profile creation and management. Then we also put appointment booking, rescheduling, and also cancellation. Then automated notification and reminders via email and SMS, and also secure payment integration for online fee transaction. Like this is all the main features for the patient to smoothly using our system. And then for the medical staff, they can schedule their management based on the real time activity, and then they can also access to patient appointment history and medical notes. Then we put notification for urgent or updated schedules. Then for the administrative features, first are the resource allocation and room scheduling, then analytics and reporting, and lastly the management of user roles and system configuration. And for the system, we put multi-device access, which are the web and mobile, but we focus more on the mobile for our system. Then integration with third-party tools, secure data storage and retrieval in compliance with data privacy law, and lastly, support multilingual interfaces like English and Bahasa Melayu language for now. Okay, now we will look at the users and their characteristics that will interact with our system. So first are the patients. They are the primary users of the system, represent a diverse group in terms of age, technical expertise, and also educational background. Most patients seek a straightforward, user-friendly platform that allows them to manage their appointment efficiently. So, for the interaction with the system, the patients will frequently use the system to create profiles, book, schedule, or also cancel their appointments, and then receive notifications or reminders about their appointment. Then they are considered moderate to high frequency of use depending on their healthcare needs for our system. Then the special needs for them are the system must be accessible, ensuring compatibility with device like smartphones and providing clear interface to cater to users with disability. Then we will focus on to our second group of the user, which are the medical staff. We include doctors, nurse, and other healthcare professionals who rely on accurate and timely information to manage patient care. They typically have moderate technical expertise but limited time for administrative tasks. So, uh, they require real-time access to appointment schedules, patient details, and also notifications about cancellation or updates because they will handle directly with the patients. Then they expected to be high consumer or the high frequency of use as they need consistent updates throughout their work shifts. And also the system must support real-time updates and ensure data accuracy to avoid scheduling conflicts and improve workflow efficiency. And the last group of user for our system are, of course, the administrators. So they responsible for managing the overall operations of the system, including maintaining schedules, monitoring analytics, and ensuring the system's reliability. They typically have high technical expertise and are familiar with hospital management systems. So they are the group of users that will use the system to oversee scheduling, allocate resources, and also generate reports for decision making. And the frequency of use for them for our system are very high as their role involve continuous system monitoring and updates. So the system must have robust security features to protect sensitive data and provide advanced analytic tools for the administrators. For our project, we also find some design and implementation constraints, which the first limitation are for the hardware. The system must be compatible with a wide range of mobile device, including both Android and iOS platforms, with minimal hardware requirements to ensure accessibility for all kind of users. So we also need limited device memory and processing power to be considered to maintain performance and usability. Other than that, uh, our system got some software and technology constraints, which are the application must leverage mobile development frameworks that support cross-platform compatibility to streamline development and maintenance. And then for the security requirements, the system must comply with the regulations of KKM, which is Malaysia Healthcare Ministry, to ensure the protection of sensitive healthcare data, and also to have end-to-end encryption and secure authentication mechanism that required to safeguard the user information. Then for the design and implementation constraints, we also got some communication protocols, which the real-time data synchronization between the mobile application and the hospital's central database is necessary to provide accurate and up-to-date information to all stakeholders. Then for the performance constraints, the system must support concurrent usage by multiple users without significant delays or downtime. And the notifications and updates should be delivered promptly to ensure effective communication among the stakeholders. And lastly, for the design standards, the application must adhere to mobile design conventions, including responsive design, intuitive navigation, and accessibility features for users with varying technical proficiency. And now we will focus on some of the assumptions and the dependencies of our project. The development and operation of our hospital appointment system rely on several key assumptions and dependency that could significantly influence the design and implementation. So first, we assume that end users, which are the patients, medical staff, and also the administrators, will have a basic level of technical proficiency to interact with the system without requiring extensive training. Then, it is assumed that all patients, medical staff, and administrators, which are the users, will have access to compatible smartphones or mobile device to use the system effectively. Then the hospital is expected to provide a reliable internet connection, whether by providing Wi-Fi or other network to the users to ensure real-time synchronization between the mobile application and the central database. Then the system itself assumes the availability of existing electronic health record infrastructure within the hospital to integrate patient data seamlessly. Then the project depends on compliance with the KKM regulation for data security and privacy, and any changes in these regulations may impact the system's design itself. Then we also assume that the mobile application will be developed using cross-platform frameworks to ensure compatibility with Android and iOS device, simplifying development and maintenance. And lastly, it is assumed that the reliable and secure payment gateway will be integrated into the system for handling appointment fees or any associated costs while the user uh, actively using our system. So I think that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Hilmi. Now I will continue on the RE process framework. Now let me go through the activities that are involved in this project. So the first one, the RE context. In RE context, we have system context, which is divided into three main facets. So the first one, we have the subject facet, which focus on the entities and object directly involved in the system. Second one, we have the user facet, which captures interaction and requirements based on different roles. The last one is the IT system facet, which highlight the technological infrastructure that supports the system. For development context, it addresses the constraint and consideration to build the system. For instance, we need to comply with healthcare privacy laws like the PDPA. We're also using agile development to adapt to changing requirements. Collaboration will involve developers, designers, and healthcare professionals. For core activities, documentations is used to ensure that all validated requirements are captured. in a clear and structured format. So I think this will be explained much more detail by Brother Khairil. So next one is negotiation. Negotiation is crucial for resolving stakeholders' conflict and balancing competitive needs, such as aligning the hospital resource management with patients' need for flexibility, balancing regulatory compliance with usability, and also addressing conflicts like doctors prefer limited hours versus patients wanting evening slot. And then we have elicitation, which about identifying the system, which I will be presenting in the upcoming slides. Next, for requirements artifacts, first one is goal. Goals is serve as the high level objective for the system, such as improving accessibility with online payment scheduling, reducing scheduling conflicts through automated resource allocations, and enhancing patient satisfaction with timely notifications and whatever. This also will be presented by Brother Khairil in the lecture slide. Then we have scenarios which help clarify requirements by illustrating user interaction. And last one is the solution-oriented requirements, which provide detailed and actionable system qualities. For cross-sectional activities, we have two. One is management, and the other one is evaluation. So management focus on tracking, updating, and maintaining requirements throughout the project. For this, we are using tools like Confluence to track changes to both functional and non-functional requirements. We also use it to link requirements to design elements, development tasks, and test cases. And especially, we use it to manage updates effectively. And last one is validation, which to ensure that all requirements meet stakeholder needs and expectations. So this approach not only structures the project, but also ensures that we meet all stakeholder and system requirements effectively. The scope of our system focus on simplifying appointment management. So yeah, it also enhanced communication between patients and medical staff, and also optimizing administrative operation. It is designed to meet the needs of key user groups while ensuring compliance with regulatory standards. So we also prioritize data security, accessibility, and efficiency throughout the development. So this clear framework not only guides system development, but also we can ensure we meet stakeholder expectation effectively. Now I'm going to share on the problem analysis. The first one, we have the in-person appointment scheduling. So a patient must visit the hospital physically or call during working hours to book an appointment. So this is inconvenience for the patient, especially those with issues like mobility or having a limited time. So the solution is to provide a 24/7 online platform for appointment booking accessible via web and mobile devices. Second one, we have lack of appointment notification problems. So the current process often lacks reminder or update for upcoming appointment, which leads to missed appointments and scheduling inefficiencies. So the solution is to implement automated reminders and notification via email, SMS, or mobile push alerts. So one is the manual resource allocation. Problem is that hospital staff they have to manually manage the schedules, resources, and room allocation. So this can lead to errors and inefficiency. Also, overbooking or double booking the resources can result in delays and will affect the patient satisfaction. So the solution is to have a system that automates resource allocation and integrate real-time updates for better scheduling accuracy. Next, we have problems on long wait time for the patients. So the current system often fails to optimize patient flows. So this leads to long wait time. So the impact is that it can reduce patient satisfaction and increase stress among the hospital staff. The solution is to have a streamlined appointment scheduling and integrate queue management features, which to improve operational efficiency. The fifth problem is the limited access to data for analysis. As current system lacks comprehensive reporting tools for analyzing appointment trends and resource utilization, so this makes it difficult for admins to make informed decisions. The solution is to have a system that can generate actionable insight through customizable analytics and reporting dashboards. Next, problems in inefficiency in handling cancellation and rescheduling. Manual processes for cancellation or scheduling often leads to unutilized time slot. So this can cause loss of potential revenue and inefficient use of the hospital resources. So the solution is to have automated cancellations and rescheduling to allow immediate reallocation of time slots to other patients. The last problem is the problems on the data privacy concern. So, existing processes might not comply with data privacy regulations due to insufficient safeguards for patient information. This can cause risk of data breaches and regulatory penalties. And the solution is to implement secure data storage and retrieval mechanism in compliance with the regulations, especially the PDPA. Finally, let's take a look at the elicitation techniques that we use in this project. The first one we have brainstorming. This was our starting point for generating ideas and outlining initial requirements. This allow us to explore diverse perspective even when stakeholders weren't directly involved. Next, we have prototyping. We start creating preliminary models like the login screens and dashboard to gather the stakeholder feedback. And stakeholders were involved in reviewing and refining these workflows. Next, we also have the stakeholder analysis. Here we identify the key stakeholders and work on to understand their roles, needs, and expectations. This can ensure that the system will address the interests of everyone involved. Last but not least, we have interviews. Interviews provided a direct and interactive way to gather data insights. They help us capture qualitative data to understand the specific workflow for users like patients, doctors, and the admins. So I think that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
For the requirements documentation of our project, the functional requirements for the systems are grouped into 7 different modules. For example, we have the profile management module and also the localization setting module. So as you can see here, each requirement has its own ID, the description, and then the sources and also the code. Inside the SRA, we also document the requirements, and we have the priority of each requirement and also the dependencies between the different requirements. For the non-functional requirements or the quality requirements of our system, the requirements are documented inside the SRS. So we group the non-functional requirements into 4 different qualities, which are performance, security, usability, and also reliability. So for example, for the performance requirement, the ID HASNF1, which stands for non-functional one, the system shall respond to 95% of user requests within 2 seconds under normal operating conditions. And another example is for the usability requirements, the HASNF5. The system user interface shall achieve an average usability score of at least 80% based on standardized metrics including firstly, task success rate of 90% or higher, and secondly, average time on task not exceeding 2 minutes, and lastly, user satisfaction ratings of at least 8 out of 10. So this is the goal model diagram for our system. As you can see, we have at the top the road is the main goal of the system, which is to deliver quality healthcare services. And then we have different sub goals, which are G1, achieve high availability, G2, streamline appointment booking process, G3, ensure system security, and lastly G4, increase user convenience and satisfaction. And each of these sub goals, we also have different sub goals for each of them. So each of these sub goals usually are met into different requirements inside the report. Next, we have the context diagram. This diagram highlights the scope of the system and also the interaction between the system and external entities. For example, we have the database and also the email, SMS, or push service. These are the external entities, and the interaction between this and the system is notification and also data storage. This is the use case diagram of our system. We have three different actors, which are doctor, patient, and also administrators. And there are several different use cases. Each of the use case of our system are documented inside the SRS in the Appendix C. And as you can see, this is an example of the use case. We have the ID, UC7. We have the name of the use case. In here, you update doctor schedule. And we have the actor of the use case, the doctor, and the description. Doctor updates the availability. We also have the preconditions and the post conditions. And we also have separate the main flow, which consists of 7 different steps. And if there are alternative paths, we can put it here. And also we have the exceptions path. For the requirements management part of our project, we manage our requirements using a tool called Confluence, because Confluence is an effective tool in managing requirements because it provides a centralized platform for collaboration for our team. So Confluence can organize the different requirements using databases, tables, and also fields. Additionally, Confluence also support version controlling so that all the version of the requirements or any changes can be tracked. We also use Google Docs in order to write our SRS and also reports. Google Docs is good because it is free, and also it allows real-time collaboration among our team and also stakeholder. We can also comment, suggest edits, and work together at the same time seamlessly. So requirements validation is a process of checking whether or not our requirements and specification meets the needs of the stakeholders. In our project, we implemented 3 different techniques, which is the first one, requirements review. We conducted reviews with the stakeholders in order to understand their needs and expectations. We also use the prototyping techniques. We conducted a walkthrough of the prototype that we made in order to validate the usability, workflows, and functionality with the users of the system. We also use peer review. We had team members of different projects review the requirements of our project. They check all the requirements in the SRS based on multiple different attributes such as ambiguity, clear, concise, correct, and implementation free. And then we took their feedback and made a revision to our requirements and documents.